Good day. This is the Professopher, CBMD PhD. And today's Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. It is 5:47 and 22 seconds, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today's research, reducing sodium. So let's hop to it here. What if sodium in packaged foods was reduced for an entire continent? A new study in the journal Hypertension speculates on the health impact of less salt in Australia's packaged foods. Date January 10, 2023. Source: American Heart Association. Reformulating packaged foods available in Australia to contain less sodium may have about 1,700 lives per year, according to a new study using the World Health Organization's recommendations for reducing the population's sodium intake. The researchers estimate, following the World Health Organization's sodium guidance, may help prevent nearly 7,000 annual diagnoses of heart disease, kidney disease, and stomach cancer in Australia. And to reduce the incidence of these conditions, the World Health Organization recommends reducing the population-wide average sodium intake by 30% by 2025, which limits total daily sodium intake per person to about 2 grams, or 2,000 milligrams, per day. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommends that healthy adults limit sodium to less than 2,300 milligrams per day. Current daily sodium intake in the U.S. is estimated at 3,400 milligrams per person. Most sodium in people's diets comes from processed and packaged foods. The American Heart Association estimates that 75% or more daily sodium intake in the U.S. is from processed packaged foods and restaurant foods. Reducing sodium in packaged foods through product reformulation programs is considered by the World Health Organization as a best buy to prevent diseases related to high sodium intake. In 2021, the World Health Organization released guidance for sodium levels and food categories that are the biggest contributors to sodium intake, such as processed meats, bread, and sausages. As for example, the World Health Organization benchmark for lunch meat is 540 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams of product, and bread is 330 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams of product. Many countries have implemented reformulation programs for processed foods. However, they may be poorly monitored and include fewer food categories than recommended by the World Health Organization. The Australian government established a voluntary reformulation program for 27 packaged food categories. The World Health Organization benchmarks, however, include 58 packaged food categories. In this study, researchers wanted to estimate the potential number of additional premature deaths, new cases of diseases, and years lived with disability that may be averted with the World Health Organization sodium benchmarks, which are above and beyond the Australian government's sodium reformulation targets. In their previous study, researchers found that Australia's plan reduced average sodium intake by 107 milligrams per day per person and may avert about 500 deaths, 1,900 new cases of cardiovascular disease, chronic kidney disease, and stomach cancer combined, and 7,355 disability-adjusted life years in Australia each year. Disability-adjusted life years are a measure of years of healthy life lost due to illness or premature death. They applied the same statistical model to estimate the potential impact of extending the Australian plan to include all 58 packaged food categories in the World Health Organization benchmarks. The model used national data from 2011-2012 on sodium intake, food composition, and sales for the targeted food categories. The researchers first estimated the reduction in sodium intake that may occur if the World Health Organization targets were met And then, using published statistics on the relationship between sodium intake and high blood pressure, they calculated the potential effect of sodium reduction on rates of cardiovascular disease and chronic kidney disease. High blood pressure is a major risk factor for both conditions. The impact on stomach cancer was calculated using risk estimates derived from published studies of sodium and stomach cancer. The analysis determined the potential number of deaths, new cases of disease, and disability-adjusted life years that may be avoided by following the World Health Organization guidance. The analysis estimated that implementing the World Health Organization sodium targets in Australia may result in an average of 404 milligrams per day reduction in sodium for adults, approximately 1,770 fewer deaths from cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, and stomach cancer each year, with most of the impact on deaths due to avoiding deaths from cardiovascular disease, 1,450 of the total. About 4,500 fewer new cases of cardiovascular disease, 2,050 fewer new cases of kidney disease, and 350 fewer new cases of stomach cancer per year, and a total of 25,670 fewer daily adjusted life years from the three conditions. The findings indicate that compliance with World Health Organization benchmarks compared with Australia's current sodium targets may result in substantial health gains and prevent more than 3 times as many deaths and new cases of disease each year. And by having that greater impact of the World Health Organization benchmarks may be explained by both including more packaged food products and stricter sodium preference. The study limitations include the use of National Nutrition Survey data that was collected in 2011, 2012, and based on a single 24-hour diet, recall, and estimate food consumption. Therefore, this data may not reflect current sodium intake. In addition, estimates of disease burden may be less accurate than estimates of more easily measured outcomes, such as death. Also, there may be other ways, in addition to blood pressure, that sodium reduction affects cardiovascular and kidney disease. And this is the Professopher, Professor of Microbiology, Bioinformatics, and Pathophysiology. This video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have an awesome day.